I'm originally Irish background. Grew up in Liverpool. I became a Muslim for the love of Allah, for the beauty of the Quran. I didn't become a Muslim to go around shouting at people and telling them this and that, and this is anger, this isn't love. This is meant to be a religion of love. These guys, they keep talking about peace, but they're going around yelling at people, telling Muslim men who are walking out with just a moustache, if they don't shave their moustache and grow a beard, they're going to go to the hellfire. It didn't make sense to me after I used my logic. It took a while to use my logic because I was so romanticized by this whole brotherhood. I was taken in by it. That it took me a while to realise, hang on a second, what they're doing here isn't right. This isn't Islam. This isn't how we're meant to act. They'd say that you'd have to. They'd say you have to be like Omar. Be like Omar. When someone goes to Omar and asks them a question, you hit them and say, do it. Be like that. That's who you must look up to. And I'm like, well, why aren't we looking up to Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam? Why are we looking up to Omar? Why? And then when I started questioning that, that's when they started getting angry at me. When I started questioning about Omar, about Abu Bakr, about Uthman, then that's when they started to push me away and start getting angry at me and quite aggressive and quite. They didn't get violent. They looked like they were going to get violent. They're very angry, up in your face, making you feel very intimidated. When I first became Muslim, obviously, I was told the Shia are kafir. They worship Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam, and they hate Aisha, and they hate Abu Bakr, they hate Omar, they hate these beautiful people, they hate Muawiyah. And in those days, they'd be saying Muawiyah, and then they'd be saying radiallahu an after his name. And I didn't know anything about the Islamic history. Like, it was only after 2 years of being a Muslim that I started looking at the history of it. So when they started telling me about these people that curse Aisha, when you first become Muslim, you're taught to, especially in that school, you're taught to love Aisha completely. She's the mother of the believers. And when I heard, oh, they're cursing Aisha, they're doing this, they're doing that, and then they'd show you lectures by very, very extreme people who would say that you have to celebrate the death of Aisha and people like that. So these extreme Shia lecturers, they'd find this one lecturer who's nowhere near mainstream, very out of the community, but they'd find this one person, and then they'd say, all Shia think they teach you, be violent, be angry, get angry with them, intimidate them. And they tell you this, and they don't want you to ever meet a Shia. They never want you. They say if you ever meet a Shia, either get aggressive with them or walk away. Don't talk to them. Don't have a conversation with them, because they're very clever. That's what they teach you. So it wasn't until I actually did break that rule and had a conversation with a Shia, I was like, hang on a second, they're not doing what the other people said that they were doing. They had this really bad misconception that Shia would have these things during Muharram where they'd go into a room, they'd switch the light off with men and women in there and commit zina with each other. And that was something that you're taught from the start, this is what they do. And then it wasn't until I met the Shia and I spoke to him and I said, do you do this? Do you switch the light off in a room and commit zina with people? And he laughed at me and he said, no Shia has done this. This isn't part of Islam.